Alright, BLAKGOOSETV family, good morning. It's Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? About to hit that midweek grind, so everybody who's grinding, putting in the work, keep putting in the work, never stop. You already know what it is. You got a vision. Stay on that vision. Stay with the consistency of it. Don't ever let nobody stray you from your path, because at the end of the day, keep working, stay focused, keep grinding, you're going to get something out of it. But let's get to the topic at hand. So I just read in the article that Joseph Parker versus Derek Chisora is next up. So I was talking about a little bit about what Joseph Parker wanted to do after his recent win over this past weekend. He was calling out some big names. He was calling out Dillian White. He was saying he wanted Andy Ruiz Jr. He was saying he wanted AJ. And if y'all watched that video, I said slow it down a little bit. In my opinion, I don't think the performance he had was good enough to be calling out the names that he was calling out, other than maybe a Dillian White, depending on what Dillian White does against Oscar Ruiz. But I thought maybe he should be checking out a little bit, not lower level competition, but just other heavyweight talent where their names aren't right there in mainstream media. Obviously, if you want to be not successful, because Joseph Parker's already successful, but if you want to be kind of the next big guy, you know, be the next Andy Ruiz, be the next Deontay Wilder, be the next AJ, next Tyson Fury, obviously you have to keep throwing your name out there with those other names so people won't forget who you are. Or if they don't know about you, at the very least, when they see you talking about these other big name fighters and they see your name associated with it, they can at least be like, who is this guy Joseph Parker? They go check him out, and who knows, maybe gain a new fan. But yeah, so similar to what I was saying, I actually like this fight. I think this is something that's going to be good for Parker. It's going to be a tough fight, obviously, for both of them. Derek Chisora is a dog. He always comes to fight, but obviously Chisora is at the kind of latter end of his career, and it's kind of a tailor-made fight for Parker. The only thing I do worry about Parker when it comes to this fight is sometimes Parker tends to kind of let his foot off the gas at certain times in the round and kind of coast a little bit. And doing that against somebody like Derek Chisora, who keeps coming forward, keeps coming forward, keeps coming forward, it can be dangerous. But I do think that this is a good matchup for Parker, and this is the type of fight. And if he does the right thing against a name like Chisora, it has a possibility of propelling him into the spot that he is, you know, he's asking for, or that he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like I stated earlier, it's going to be on the AJ Andy Ruiz rematch undercard, which is supposed to take place in like late November, early December in the UK. So my question to y'all, BLAKGOOSETV family, is do you think the reason they're setting this up, they're setting up the Joseph Parker fight on the same card as the AJ Ruiz Jr., do you think Joseph Parker is next? Me personally, knowing how Eddie Hearn usually moves and what he usually does with his fighters, I do think what Eddie Hearn is doing here is, if Ruiz does beat AJ, he's going to want, and if Parker beats Chisora, he's going to want Parker to fight Ruiz next. That's what he's going to be gunning for. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but having Parker on the same pay-per-view, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this pay-per-view, and if Parker does something impressive, it can work really good for Parker and Eddie Hearn's side of the game if AJ does lose the rematch. While, of course, if AJ wins, I don't see Parker getting that AJ rematch. I actually see probably Usyk being next for AJ if AJ gets the W. And there's still a possibility, even if Ruiz loses, where Parker can fight Ruiz, because regardless, from here on out, at least, or let me say this, at least for the next 3 or 4 fights, in my opinion, for Ruiz, no matter what happens, he's a big name. He's somebody you're going to want to fight when it comes to the heavyweight division, and you're someone trying to get your name out there like a Parker. Ruiz Jr. has basically put himself in the same topic of conversation as AJ, Fury, and Wilder, in my opinion. So, once again, Black Goose family, what I'm asking y'all is, do you think the reason why Joseph Parker is being put on the undercard of the AJ Ruiz rematch is because Eddie Hearn is hoping that Joseph Parker is next? Or let's just say, period, do you think Joseph Parker is basically the next matchup for AJ or Andy Ruiz, depending on winning? And is that something you want to see? Do you think Joseph Parker should be next in line to fight for the heavyweight belts? Let me know below. Comment, subscribe, like the video, check out our Facebook page. Facebook.com/BlackGoose. And if y'all ever wondering where the sources are coming from, make sure y'all check my YouTube newsfeed and the Facebook page. I always post my sources there. Keep supporting the page. We appreciate the love. Y'all, Black Goose TV all day.